What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for coming back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. My buddy Cinematic Tendency is back once again for another collab. The last time he was here on this channel we were talking about Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, and I thought it was his turn to go ahead and check out a Disney Channel original movie from my childhood, which I've made a lot of other YouTubers check out with me over the course of this year. So this time we're checking out Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off, a movie that I always remembered as one of the better Disney Channel original movies when I was a kid, and rewatching it, I can definitely say I still feel that way. I think this is a solid movie. I think this is a good movie for families and for kids with a good message. It's a little on the nose with its message at times, but I do thoroughly enjoy it. And going back and revisiting it, it does have that Disney Channel cheese and all that stuff that you come to expect with a Disney Channel movie, but for the most part I feel like the performances and the story and everything is kind of all within tone. It all feels very consistent. I just find it to be a good watch. I did thoroughly enjoy it going back and revisiting it. Now, like with all of these Disney Channel original movies, I'm fully aware that this movie is not going to work for everybody, and there's going to be a lot of people who just don't have any interest in this movie, or if you've seen it, you probably aren't going to love it, because it is a cheesy made-for-Disney Channel movie. You know, it does have that made-for-TV feel from the early 2000s, but what I could say is it's a movie that I find to have a good message, and I do thoroughly enjoy the performances and just everything about the tone of the film. So this movie centers on a kid named Eddie, who's essentially like the star player of his baseball team, and his dad is actually the coach of this baseball team. And not too long into the film, he ends up discovering this newfound passion and love for cooking, whether it's watching cooking shows or cooking himself. Yeah, he just kind of fell in love with this new thing. And his dad is the kind of dad who, you know, he wants him to get scholarships. He's trying to push for him to get this baseball career. He's one of those dads that has a certain vision for his child. And yeah, you know, throughout the course of the film, Eddie starts to fall more in love with cooking than he is with baseball. Now, he still thoroughly enjoys baseball and he loves playing baseball with his friends, but he has this new passion and his new love. And across the course of the film, whether it's his brothers, his dad, or his friends, his teammates, he's pretty much shamed and kind of belittled because of the fact that he loves to cook. He's called things like Edwina and just different nicknames to kind of hint at it kind of being a girly thing to do. And not too long into the film, he ends up getting into a home ec class, kind of falls more in love with cooking, and that kind of leads him to kind of building this nice bond with the home ec teacher, who ends up kind of taking him under her wing. She kind of loves the fact that she has this student that came in who is new to it, and you know, he has people who are kind of shaming him for it, but he still kind of is driven to keep coming to the home ec class. She kind of takes him under her wing and just kind of, you know, tries to support him, and ends up getting him the opportunity to be part of this cook-off, which is the big event at the end of this film. And yeah, the whole movie really kind of centers on Eddie kind of having to battle the stereotype of cooking mainly being for girls. And it's kind of funny to watch this movie in 2020 when, you know, at this point, it doesn't really matter who you are, what your gender is. It really doesn't matter. You can do anything. There's, you know, inclusivity in pretty much every activity. And this movie is obviously dated in that way, but I think it has a good message. It can be a little bit on the nose sometimes about that message. There are times that people say certain things to him, and it's like, dude, calm down. The dude just wants to cook. It's not that serious. But yeah, you know, some of his teammates are shaming him heavy. It's kind of like, how could you want to cook over, you know, playing baseball? You're a man. You're a boy. It's just kind of a little too much at times. But it is cool to see the characters who start to embrace it and start to see his talent within cooking, and start to embrace him for it. And, you know, this is a movie that has a nice message about, you know, breaking the stereotypes and being able to do whatever you're passionate about. God bless America. Fuck. Alright, well, that was disgusting. Sorry for that. And yeah, let's go ahead and hear what Cinematic Tendency had to say about this now that I've broken down the basic gist of what this movie is all about.
Hola a todos, estoy muy contento de estar con ustedes otra vez aquí en este canal de Anthony, y quiero decirles que Master 69. Oh, claro, perdón. Voy a presionar un botón de aquí del app. Boom. Okay, test. Okay, nice. There's an app for that. I told you that. Okay, so I'm so glad, guys. Like I was telling you, I am so glad to be back with you again. And Master, can you get rid of the accent?
What accent?
Sure, bro. No problem. There's an app for that too. Boom. Oh, boom. Wait. This app is not available in your country. Huh. That sucks. So today we are going to be talking about Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. And this movie was directed by Paul Hoen. He directed movies like Zombies at Seabrook High, Let Us Shine, and other movies and TV shows mainly for Disney. The story is about Eddie Ogden. He's a middle school kid who plays baseball in his dad's team. His father is the coach, and he's very proud of Eddie. His dad wants Eddie to be the best baseball player he can be and eventually make it a career. However, Eddie discovers that he has a passion for the culinary arts, and he enrolls in a cooking class at school. Now, Eddie has to juggle between baseball and cooking because he loves cooking, but also he doesn't want to disappoint his father, his close friends, and also his teammates. I gotta tell you guys, I never heard about this movie until Anthony told me about it. Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off is a Disney Channel original movie that came out in 2003. That's kind of noticeable because throughout the story, some characters say things that are not politically correct anymore. However, that's another video. The running time is 1 hour and 50 minutes, but at times it feels a little longer, or at least it felt to me. So I think there is a little bit of pacing issues. For example, the second food fight, I don't think it was necessary to be included, so it lost me for a little bit. However, I also gotta tell you that the movie has a positive message. It's about breaking some stereotypes when it comes to boys and girls activities. So it's okay for a boy to be attracted to the culinary arts. I mean, it's okay for a man who wants to cook. I mean, cooking can be a lot of fun. Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off is a good movie for children because it has a positive message. If you have young children, you can be sure that the movie is safe for them to watch. So Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off is a good family movie, so check it out if you haven't seen it yet. However, I will not be watching it again because it's not rewatchable like The Goonies, for instance. And once again, thank you guys for having me here. Anthony, I appreciate the invite. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'm gonna see you very soon, either here or in my channel. And until then, ciao, calamano.
A big thanks to Cinematic for being here in this video. Definitely appreciate you being here in this video, my friend. Love the beginning of this video that you had. First of all, don't worry about what new Master 69 have to say. I love when you speak Spanish. And yeah, if you guys have not already done so, the description box down below, you can find the link for Cinematic Tendencies channel. Whether it's movie reviews, TV reviews, or unboxings of all those various badass figurines and things that he has in his background, the dude's got tons of great content that I do highly recommend you guys go and check out. So a big thanks to him for being here in this video. Also, he's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Jean-Claude Van Damme fan that I've ever met. So if you guys are also a fan of Jean-Claude Van Damme, he's got tons of content based around Jean-Claude Van Damme, and whether he's posting on Instagram or on YouTube, he's just a really cool guy. And like you saw, he speaks Spanish primarily, but he also does videos in English, and when he does do videos in Spanish, he tends to subtitle them in English to not alienate his English viewers. So a big thanks to him for being in this video. I do highly recommend you guys going and checking out his channel down below in the description box. And yeah, let's go ahead and wrap up my thoughts on this movie. I think that on an overall level, this is a movie with a good message that's fairly well acted. You know, it does have that cheese to it, but I find it to be a good time. The The director of this film would go on to direct a lot more Disney Channel properties. It seems like he's been around for quite some time with Disney Channel, so he's pretty good at that made-for-TV, just cheesy, good, fun time that Disney is good at. And yeah, this movie is not going to work for everybody, but I think that if you're a fan of Disney Channel movies, this is definitely one of the better ones, in my opinion. I think it has a solid message, and it has a narrative that is set up and has a satisfying ending where things are, kind of brought full circle by the end of the movie. And like I said, the performances fit the tone, the overall feel and vibe. There is that big layer of cheese on top of the movie, and there are parts of the movie that can just be cut out entirely, but I did thoroughly enjoy the message and the overall feel and vibe of this film, though I can say, like I mentioned earlier, that there are elements about the message of this film that are a little heavy-handed at times, and there are a handful of moments, or quite a few moments actually, where there are characters that say stuff to Eddie where it's just like, dude, just chill out. The dude just wants to cook. And there are characters that start to recognize that over the course of the film, and it is pretty emotional and pretty nice and exciting to see certain characters kind of come full circle by the end of the film and recognize his talent and his passion, and that it's not something that is just girly. This is a movie about breaking the stereotypes, and in a day like today where there are so many men that are incredibly famous for being chefs or doing anything within the world of food, it is kind of funny to see that today. Like, this movie would never make sense if it was released in 2020. But yeah, I do thoroughly enjoy this movie, and I do highly recommend it for anybody who's looking for something new to watch, whether you watch it with your kids or you watch it with yourself. I think that it's a good watch it with yourself. What does that even mean? Whether you watch it by yourself or watch it with your kids, I do highly recommend checking out this movie. It is a silly good time. It's on Disney Plus, and yeah, I think it's a harmless watch. So yeah, guys, that's gonna be my thoughts. Did you grow up with this movie? If you did, comment your thoughts down below. And if you haven't, are you interested in this movie? Are you a fan of this kind of movie? Are you a fan of Disney Channel original movies? And the main thing I wanted to ask you guys and kind of see what you guys say is there anything that you felt as you were growing up that you were kind of shamed for, or maybe people kind of looked at you a little bit weird or belittled you because you were passionate about something that felt like you didn't really fit within your stereotype? I would definitely like to hear what your guys' thing was. I know for me growing up, I had a lot of guy friends or guys that were in my school when I was younger who were really into cars and sports and shoes, and I wasn't really that kind of guy. I was always really into Star Wars and into comic books, and of course that stuff is incredibly popular today. Star Wars has always been popular, but when you're younger and there's these kids that think they're cooler, I definitely got picked on and teased plenty of times for being into this stuff. But it's funny because nowadays, Marvel and Star Wars and all these things are so big that it's always funny when some of those people over the course of time would just kind of reach out to me and be like, hey, what was the post-credit scene of this movie, kind of implying? What does that mean? It's kind of funny to see it all come full circle. But I am curious, what is something that you guys have in your life that you were maybe teased about or maybe shamed for liking or wanting to do that maybe has come full circle since then? I'd definitely love to hear what you guys have to say. So hit that like button down below if you guys enjoyed this video. Go to the description box down below. Go check out Cinematic Tendency. He's got tons of great content over there. Hit that subscribe button, comment your thoughts, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.